Yeah, Godzilla time! Hey everybody, I'm Jawsomesauce, and I'm here as a Godzilla fanatic to bring you one of the greatest games of all time that you've probably never heard of, Godzilla Monsters of Monsters for the NES. It's gonna be like an hour. We're gonna hang out for about an hour here or so might as well just jump right into the game here. 3, 2, 1, and we go! Alright, so this is Godzilla only warpless mode, which we're doing the whole game. But what happens here is it's Godzilla only, so we have to kill Mothra. So what's going to happen, every board at some point, we're going to just slam Mothra into death. Because it's all about Godzilla. This is a Godzilla game, we're all about Godzilla. As much as we love Mothra, she gotta die. So we're going to just start here, slamming her into the wall. Anyway, I'm Jawsomesauce, casual dad speedrunner. You know, what that means is I like to speedrun games, set a goal for myself, and play as much as I can given how little time I have with family life and all that stuff. So if you're looking for hitting like the 50% area of the speedrun, that's what I'm aiming to do. So starting off here, the way this works is there's like two different kinds of gameplay here. So the first one is you see this little chess match, like tactics screen. That's going to tell us what levels are happening. Each level is like a side-scroller little screen, so we'll go to the end of the screen, and then we move on. Both we get a turn, and then the enemy monsters get a turn. And the object of the game is to get to the end of the planet. There's a little like command center part of the planet, and once we get to that spot, we can leave the planet and go to the next one. And then once we get to the last planet, Planet X, we can shove off and end the game. And we start out with just 2 enemy monsters, and each board will add 1, for the most part, until we get to basically about 10 monsters. And so the way the speedrun works is I want to control the movement of all the enemies. So I'm using kind of the basic beginner strats to show you how you can manipulate how the enemy monsters will move, and be able to attack them in the reasonable fewest amount of steps that you need to take, so that we don't have to do so many of these side-scrolling games. So once we get to a monster, we actually do a one-on-one battle. We'll see a lot of that here. So side-scrollers, battles. That's Godzilla, and it's super fun. No glitches or special tricks, really. It's just memorization and reacting to the RNG of what the game's giving to you, and learning how to beat the bosses. So that's what's up today. Here we have the first boss, Godzilla, which we call the tickle monster, because it can't hurt you, but it can tickle you to where, and that actually was one of the greatest Godzilla fights I've ever had, just because what Godzilla does is it pokes you, and you get poked back. It doesn't hurt you, it just tickles you back to the wall, and sometimes, and you'll probably see it later, it'll just tickle you until you can't move at all on the far left. And each battle with a monster, you get about 40 seconds or so before it times out, and you go back to the screen to choose another action. So what we do is you have to hurry and beat the bosses to be able to get them down. And so what happens is Godzilla will lock you against the wall until the time runs out, and that will make everything all sorts of nuts. Because the idea is I want to control where the monsters are going to go. And I can do that by taking precise movements on the overall board. And so sometimes it requires us to beat monsters in one fight, or do some funky stuff with leaving monsters alive. Choosing when to kill Mothra is important, and all of it is for manipulating what the enemy monsters are going to do. Because I want to set them up so that I'm taking the fewest number of squares, or hexes, to get to the end. Sometimes we're going to skip fights. You don't have to beat all the fights. You just got to get all your living monsters to the end. And in this case, we're just going to have Godzilla as our living monster. And you'll see that last little platform, last little hex is where I'm going to go to leave the level. Godzilla can move up to 2 hexes per turn. Mothra can go to 4, but we don't care because she's just going to die every time. That's just what this mode is about. You'll see a lot of repeat levels. The game has like maybe 50 different boards total. The only difference is as we level up, the levels will get harder. So we get levels from beating monsters. And what happens is all our attacks get stronger. We get more breath energy, that power. and everything just gets better for us, except for the levels get harder. Once we get to level 4, you'll start seeing these things called death magnets. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see them, why they're called death magnets. And that will be our big nemesis. The bosses aren't the nemesis, the death magnets are. Alright, so we got a sub 5 Earth, always happy there. And we go to Mars. Mars, we're going to add Varen, another monster. And Mars is kind of the, it's the hot planet, right? Got lots of volcanoes, lots of lava flows. Why we're all abusing Mothra like that? Just, it wouldn't be called Godzilla only if we let Mothra live. I told you we repeat a lot of levels. Look at this, we're doing the first level twice. So a lot of folks, Space Colonizer, Jahaley, Buffalax, a lot of guys have already, nitpicked all this stuff, and they've set the route up so that it's 100% consistent. As long as you do your part, you move to the spots you're supposed to be, and do what you need to do, the monsters will all move where you want them to, at least in these beginner strats. The more advanced strats are where you're kind of hoping some good RNG happens to get a little faster and some extra boss skips. But today, we're just doing... The dragon's going to hurt me more than the bullets, so I'm trying to avoid the bullets a little bit to get more damage. So, Jay Haley right there in the chat, he'll tell you all about it. But anyway, they've kind of mapped everything out here. So it's a really cool speedrun because I just have to learn it. You just have to memorize how to fight battles, how to do each stage, optimize the stage. And you just use your bag of tricks with Godzilla to go where you need to go. So it's really fun and really accessible, I think. It's a good speed run for that because you don't have to learn any glitches or any crazy things. Lag is not our friend, but sometimes we create lag with the breath. Oh, too early. And that's actually okay. All right, let's hope that Godzilla is still as friendly as before. See how he's coming after me? Okay, he's not coming at me. Stay back. We want Godzilla to stay as far back as we can so we don't get tickled. Alright, I'm not sure why I didn't kill it a little faster. That's okay. Jay Haley, there's no lag in this game. You're right. There's Varen moving there. So, and I think I mentioned earlier, the way this game works is you get a turn to move one monster, and then the enemy gets... There's a death magnet. It's going to try to follow me. We're going to say no, but you get to go, and then the enemies get to go. And it's all about trying to set up the turn so that you know which monsters are moving when and where they're going to go. That's what makes the speedrun work. So much of this game is just learning how to do different things, how to tackle different monsters, how to avoid the death magnets that want to come after you. See, the death magnets are super fun, and what they do is they follow you. They're magnetic to Godzilla, and what you have to do is try to get them to move so that they won't kill you, because they'll grab you and take you with them and just kill you until you're dead. Kill you until you're dead. One thing you see a lot is a lot of kicking and a lot of tail whips. The kicking and tail whipping is to avoid knockback. So as long as you're doing a kick or a breath or a tail whip, you won't get knocked back. So we use that a lot to just avoid... Jump, please. Jump for me. Okay. If he jumps, we skip a little bit of time. We use to avoid knockbacks because the knockbacks are what causes the slowness. So you'll just see me like tail whip and kick through everything, just trying to avoid all the stuff. So like I don't get knocked back. If you see me get knocked back, it just means that I missed the timing. Like right here, you can get knocked back and killed, which is really bad. Avoid that whenever you can. Avoid getting killed. Fun. That's a pro tip for most games. Okay, death magnet coming in. you still take damage when you're kicking and avoiding the enemies. But it's all about avoiding knockback, because if you get knocked back, you're just going to take more damage from the things that are behind you. See how I knock back a little bit? And those death magnets just keep knocking you back with it. So it gets really tough. Yeah, super fun and death in the same sentence. You get everything with this game. So again, a lot of it is, here comes death magnet. I'm trying to manipulate it so that I can go underneath it. Doesn't hit me. I'm leaving space in case I get knocked back. I won't get deathlocked by the phoenixes. Yep, see, we can manipulate that death magnet just a little bit. Stay away from me. The breath creates a lot of lag, but the breath is also its power. So a lot of it is trying to capitalize on getting through obstacles all at once. Now Varen, if I push him into the right, he wants to do like a little headbutt thing like that and lock me in. So I'm trying to get him on his back foot so I can get the punches in there. It's really annoying when he does the barrel thing. We can finish him off here with a breath. No problem. Let's finish off Mars here. Shout out to Buffalo Axe and Jahaley in the chat. These are the guys that have helped set the tone of this game, along with Space Colonizer and some other folks. Okay, so here's where we gotta start being careful, because you take a lot of damage there. Early on, it's just gonna, those death magnets will kill us if we're not guarded. So if we're not in the middle of a tail whip or a kick, we're dead. So we try to avoid that. These little 3-shooters are invulnerable until they move after they shoot their missiles. So you just gotta wait. Oh, did I just screw it up? That's okay. Did I get to the end of Mars and die? What a game. That's okay. We're just gonna keep going. That's an example of what you don't want to do. Back to Mars. You guys loved Mars so much that we're just gonna do it again. That's right. So that was to show you an example of why you don't want to get hit by the death magnets. Because they are gonna wreck you. But good and fun. That's right. It's good and fun with death magnets. Oopsie. Alright. So we just keep going. We're back on Mars, and it's fine. We're going to kill Mothra again. Mars was so fun, we want to do it twice. Kill Mothra! Oops. No, what? Alright, this is good. This is good marathon speedrunning, everybody. It's all good. I don't know why I started pressing buttons. It's fine. We'll kill, Mothra will still be dead. She's still dead. It's fine. Smarch. So I'm doing this. I'll talk about the bosses. So when you fight the bosses, they all have different. Obviously, they have different strategies and things they do, but there's different places you got to stand to be able to use your breath weapon against them. What the? Excuse me. Okay, death magnet coming in. We want to manipulate that, so we go underneath. Down some of the big guys with our breath. So, like, Varen has a different, you have to stand far away from him to hit him with the breath. Where, like, it doesn't matter where you hit Godzilla, as long as you hit him in the middle. You know, like, there's different spaces and strategies for attacking these bosses. So, a big part of the game is just learning how to fight the bosses. Yeah! So it's a lot of repetition of just learning levels. Getting used to what happens. Like, you know how to hit the volcanoes. You know how to manipulate the death magnets. How to do these dragon guys. Like, it's all just, the more you play, the more you're gonna learn it. And there's no crazy glitches or things you gotta do, so it's pretty fun that way. And you notice those death magnets, and sometimes they're gonna go fast, like across, fast, and sometimes they'll slow down and go more kind of vertically conservative. So you gotta watch where they go. And where I died was just one of those spots in the kind of industrial or military complexes boards where there's too much stuff going on and you gotta be really extra careful. I just pushed it a little too hard, and that's okay. You're getting extra content for the value today. See, like Maguire, he has like a double hitbox, hitboxes that overlap. Where if you're backing up and you're moving far away as he's attacking you with the breath, you'll hit him kind of in two spots, and you'll get double damage. You're trying to find that spot to get the most bang for your buck. If I didn't fight Brian. Skip. Those pillars can only really be... They're easier to just beat with breath because you can't get past them and they'll just knock you back. So trying to punch them is kind of tough. You can if you have to. And just, you know, like just walk through stuff and you're breathing. It's pretty fun. Godzilla's so powerful. Okay, so another example of a tough death magnet. No problem there. Get some sweet music though. This has a pretty good soundtrack. But, you know, all we're doing, there's only like 3 moves: punch, kick, tail whip. It's just how you use them. When you want to use them. It's gonna be good stuff. Some extra Mars. What? Hey, this is new. Neat. Hey, are we on a crash thing today? Like first Adirondack Rick, and now are we what? I've never seen this happen before. What the heck? Okay. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. This is new. It's actual Godzilla cartridge too. I'm not doing it because the run wasn't good. That just glitched out like heck today. What do you want? You want me to start from Jupiter? Here, I'll keep the timer going. Let me get the Jupiter thing and I'll just start from there. Jupiter, let's see, Godzilla, there's our password. Hold up, everybody. We're having fun today, aren't we? Here we go, start on... It's just JUP, that can't be it. Well, let's find out. Alright, we're gonna... Alright, JUP. Okay, we're on Jupiter. We're just gonna start from here. It's fine. Welcome to Jupiter. Alright, here we go. We're on Jupiter. Just like we meant to. Oh, we're level 1! Oh, okay, hard mode. Here we go. Alright, we're gonna get... I like this. We're gonna have fun today, okay? We may not beat this. We'll see what happens. Level 1. And we'll catch up. It's fine. Alright, kill Mothra. That's so funny. I'd like to thank Niels and Alex for this experience today. This is not my only run, too, so we'll be back. I'll be back at 3 o'clock. 2 hours for Sega Sonic. But yeah, this is let's all get back on track, okay? I need the chat to get back on track. Give me the Good vibes, chat, that you're with me here. Let's have a good time. Start telling you, I'll give you some cool Godzilla facts. So what's fun is, you know, those first two bosses we fought, that we fight, Ghidorah and Moguera, they're not even real Godzilla monsters. They have never really been, well, when this game was made, they had never been in a Godzilla movie before. Ghidorah has their own movie, it's like the Space Amoeba, and Moguera has their own thing too. But for some reason, Toho and the developers of this game were like, sure, just throw them in. You know, they didn't have enough, or you know, they didn't want to put Anguirus or any like the kind of good-seeming monsters in there. Or Titanosaurus. You've seen the creepypasta. Titanosaurus is that big old dinosaur-looking one. So you fight two monsters that only really showed up after this. And the only way Ghidorah showed up to movies was as B-roll in Godzilla Final Wars, which was one of the later ones. Yeah, I'll blame Dave too. That's fine. It's because he didn't grind through Roger Rabbit on stream. So anyway, they got two monsters that didn't show up. Moguera shows up way later in Space Godzilla as not an enemy. Well, technically, Moguera is like the machine that the humans built to help fight Godzilla and do other things. So I guess they're kind of an enemy. But it's so weird that they put them in here. The Biollante movie came out like a year or two after this game, so they could have had Biollante if they just waited a little bit longer. I'm sure they knew Biollante was being made. Could have been a cool tie-in. Alright, so a lot of bosses we're going to be punching. Now, you don't just mash. There is a rhythm to the punching. When you find the rhythm, you're kind of getting that peak amount of damage going. Excuse me. Have to be a little careful because we're at level 1. Alright, now we're level 2. Don't want to die here again. Thanks, Dapper. Alright, we're gonna go here and we're gonna attack first. Okay, we're gonna attack. I was looking at my notes there. You do get a little bit of kind of the experience based on the points with fighting any enemies, but you basically get a level every time you beat a boss. But being level 2 instead of level 5 here, level 6 even, kind of sucks. But, you know, it's challenge mode now. We're on challenge mode, Godzilla. Anything for marathons, anything for Nielsen Alex. Pretty crazy that my NES did that, though. I've never had that problem. Not gonna win. At this point, we're too weak that it's taking 2 hits to hit hit those mountains. By normally in the run, I can one-hit those mountains through. So this is definitely an extra little challenge. But we're all here together for this challenge, so it's good times. I'm having fun. I don't know. Anytime I get to play Godzilla or hang out and play video games, it's a good time. I'm not too worried about it. This is not a speedrun race for PBs. This is a speedrun race to hang out and have fun and show you a cool game. You're getting all the value of the cool game. Okay, we're gonna get in there for some punches. No, back up, come back. Come on, let me punch you. Let me punch you. Push him off here. Yeah, that is weird, huh? Alright, we're not going to fight Hedorah here because we want to get around Hedorah and while the kind of the turns go in the way so that we don't have to fight Ghidorah, the squid monster. Hedorah is the smog monster. I know, there's Hedorah, Ghidorah, Ghidorah. There's a test at the end, so better pay attention. Some great music, though. Like on its face, as it, you know, when I was a kid looking at this game on its face, the game looked kind of janky. But like now that I know how it works, you know, it's actually a really good game. There's a lot of stuff going on. The sprite work is really good for what's happening here. I mean, it's lagging, but like, look how much stuff's on the screen at one time. Yeah, just emulators are better because they don't crash. I don't know. It is different. My input is better on console. So, I'm not one of those smug console people, but I did switch to console about 6 months ago, and I've been super happy since then. 6 months, maybe like 2 months. Time flies when you're trying to figure it out. You don't want to be canceled. Here's Hedora. Just does this kind of thing at you. You try to get in there for an attack. Sometimes it lets you. Sometimes it just keeps you at a little far away. Stone touching. No touching. There we go. On the spot. Smashing it here. We'll finish it off with a breath here, hopefully. Yep. Oh, really? One little pitch? Alright, now we can get out of Jupiter without worrying about Godzilla. We're gonna have Death Magnet appear here. Now when you're speedrunning this game, those Death Magnets pretty much appear at the same place every time, because it's kind of based on the amount of time you're spending on a board. Like, if you just sit around for a while, you'll just spawn Death Magnets all the time. Eventually more will come. So notice, like, I kick or punch, I kick or tail whip when I'm about to be hit. That's, again, just to avoid knockback. And every enemy has its way of being dealt with. So, like, you kick those little lasers, you gotta kick the walls. Things you can do any way you want. But, you know, there's good strategies, things you just kind of learn. Death Magnet coming up here again. Just trying to swish my way through, tail swish my way through all the weapons here, but I don't get knocked back. There we go, not too bad. Alright, that was a fine Jupiter. And we got to skip Godzilla. Alright, Saturn's a fun one. We've got a little RNG action on Saturn. There's a boss that's a super troll, Baragon, and he decides if you get a PB on Saturn or not. So we'll see. Hey, look, it's the first level of the game again. Told you they reuse stuff. Notice I'm strong enough that I can just one tail whip through that mountain. So leveling is important, besides getting more life and power bar. Just your average damage just goes up. Alright, kill Mothra now. I'm gonna throw her into the Space City. Thanks for the shout out. I mostly stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, like 8:30 to 11 a.m. Eastern time. All welcome. We just chill and hang out. Work on casual speedrunning games. And now I'm working on Bucky O'Hare. It's another example where the object itself does more damage than the attack. Alright, Tickle Monster. Let's go. Ah, he tickled me. No tickles! So here's what happens. He'll just tickle you over on the left. I have nothing I can do until he decides to back up. Just gonna sit here, get tickled. Have fun. Eventually he'll back up. I'll get to fight him. There we go, eventually. Get a little breath in there. We're just trying to get in there to punch him at the top. Stop it! I might run out of time here. Yep, ran out of time. That's what happens with the tickle monster. You just makes your time run out, and it's just what it is. So a lot of times you would just reset. This is not a big deal. Marathon strats, we're just gonna beat the game. Punch, punch, punch. So now we won't get to skip as many enemies now. And that is just RNG. The tickle monster RNG is real. It is real. That's no problem. We get to play the... It's not gonna stop... The thing is, any of these little foibles don't stop you from beating the game. It just delays it, that's all. Just beat it, baby. That's right. Alex knows what's up. So much lag. What? Okay, that's an invisible mountain somehow. That's neat. I don't know. Anybody got a clip? That would be cool to clip that if someone would like to. I would use that later. I literally clipped through a mountain somehow. Let's not fight this guy and see what happens. I love the music to Saturn. Kicking and punching, kicking and punching. Alright, we're gonna get through this death magnet before it gets here. We'll get through all the lag, it's fine. So just kind of cruising through. Now, Baragon is the new addition to this level. And Baragon's like a little dog guy, but it's also like a troll. Where Baragon will just stand up, and you can't really do anything about it. So the more that Baragon stands up, the slower the fight goes, and often it's a two-fight Baragon. But, you know, you can get one fight a lot of times. It just decides, Baragon decides what he's going to do. There's Baragon moving right now. Baragon has like the funnest troll face, too. Death magnet out of the way there. Spaceships everywhere. So, folks in the chat, how many Godzilla movies have you seen? How many? Has anybody seen a Godzilla movie? Do you know what have you heard of Godzilla? It's this new thing. Just curious how many Godzilla movies y'all have seen. It is hella comfy. Thanks for noticing. It's made for big kids like me. So your tail whip is more powerful than your punches, but you can punch faster. So sometimes it's better to punch than it is to kick. So we do a mix of those. One thing to get good at in this run is you need to be able to do the tail whip and jumps. You're like doing whip and jump. You've seen 3 or so? That's cool. Everybody's seen like the newest 1-1? That's a good one. Okay, we'll get a little breath. We gotta be a little bit farther away. There's a good full breath. Do our punches. If we get too far to the right, he'll start doing like a battering ram, which is really annoying. Hey, stop punching me. I'm punching you. Come on. Battering ram just got annoying. Alright, not too bad. Paramech Godzilla. They're all good. I'll fight Baragon. So this, you don't look at this for any strats, because once I didn't get to one fight Godzilla, the whole route is off for this planet. So it's more like just get through the planet. What you're trying to do hasn't worked, so back up and let that magnet go by. So normally Baragon would have came to me and I would have been able to fight him a little closer. we'd be skipping some other monsters like Baron and Maguire. That's just not happening because of that 2 fight. So that's what happens with the speedrun. It's route dependent if you want the fastest version, and not winning your fights quickly is going to be a problem. So here we go, Baragon. You'll just see him stand up for no reason like that. Immune for a minute, I can barely touch him. We don't want that to happen. We want him to stay down, get kicked in the face a bunch. Stop it. Sometimes he even does a troll face where he's just invulnerable for like 3 seconds, which is really annoying. But we're hoping it's for one fight. You're gonna be close. Come on, let me kick you a few more times, dude. Come on, stay down. There we go. Be close. No, real close. That's okay. Why are there bases? So what's fun is the bases are like the bases are in space. We're like in the field of battle in space, because you can see where when we're on a level, you can see the planet up in the top. Sorry to concentrate. Talk and say that. All right, now we're just getting we're gonna have a lot of boss fights here for fun. If Maguire jumps up when we kill him, we skip his explosion animation, which is really cool. So we were like, there we go. So we skip that, get a little time back. We're still gonna fight Hedora. Your gas built a base. Coming up on a death magnet here, pretty much always appears there. This is the kind of thing I died before, right? I got pushed back into it. We don't want that to happen anymore when we're at the end here. You have a little window to hit those guys after they shoot and move. Otherwise, they get invulnerable again. They kind of reset their cycle. And then that's no bueno. Comes another death magnet, always on the second one. Again, if you're taking the path and the speed that you're always taking, you're going to see those death magnets about the same time every time. Kind of sounds like Zelda 2. Let's clear through here. We're gonna fight everybody on the stage, and that's okay. Get an extra value for everyone. So, like with this guy, for example, I could kick him in the or tail whip him in the face, but this is so much faster to just sort of DPS him with the hands. Just keep with the hands. Sometimes then he pushes you away, and it's just you have no choice but to do this. That's okay. That's pretty fast. So there's quite a bit of RNG with how the bosses attack you, but you have control in how you respond and how you can maneuver around them, through all that. Let's these a bunch. All right, comes another death laser. Oh, there it is. It was a little late. And you can kick or tail up through those death magnets, but they will take you with you if you are even the slightest bit vulnerable. So it is very risky. One of the techniques you can do is if you think you're just going to take the damage, think you're going to take the hit, is you just get towards the back, towards the left side. We're not going to attack. Get towards the left side so that there's the least amount of space for the death magnet to carry you. So if you know you're getting hit by the death magnet, you just get to the left side as fast as you can. Because you'll take the hit, and it won't be so bad. Because once it grabs you, it goes pretty fast. Just if you're in the middle of the screen taking the death magnet, that's a long way to go. That even at like level 10, you're probably gonna die. Big and stompy Godzilla. Here we go. All right, Uranus. It's a big hole, and we're gonna move around a little bit and skip a bunch of guys. So hopefully Godzilla isn't as ticklish as before. Back away. No, back up. Back up. Back up, please. There we go. Just enough to get in there. Godzilla 1, attack Hedorah. This game has a lot of health pickups. All these little red things are the health pickups that you see. The little red DNA or, crystals, whatever you want to call them. Alright, Hedorah time. Let's see if we can get in there for a little bit of attack there. Again, I'm not mashing. I'm finding a rhythm to get the maximum amount of punches in there. So it is a rhythm. You can probably hear it by button pressing. You kind of... Hedorah will kind of get locked in a little bit. We'll finish him off like that. It's a good fight. Now we'll kill Mothra. This one is, sometimes there's just no good place to kill Mothra. So this one is what I call collect the dots. Because literally all you're doing is just trying to get hit with everything that appears on the screen. Laser every now and then, take out. Like there's no fast way of killing. You just have to get all the, oh I missed the laser, oh no. Just have to get all the dots. Collect the dots, la 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 la. Collect the dots, la 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 la. You get to play little mini games. When you have an hour and 10-minute long game, you find some little fun games in between, like collect all the dots. I would say it's pretty fun. It's hard to get, not hard. It's easier than a lot of other games. All right, we're not going to move at all. I'm going to skip 2 turns here to let the other team move a little bit. It's all just memorization and practice. There is a Mothra only on run, and there's also a you can play with both monsters. There's different boards for each of those. This is the easiest one though. This Mothra is not an easy character. She's much weaker, and her attacks are like below her. So she's not as strong. She's able to fly over obstacles and stuff, but like her special attack is she drops a bunch of wings right below her. So like it's really hard to land the heavier attacks on bosses, and sometimes the boss fights are multiple fights. You just don't have the power that Godzilla has. So it is slower. There's Mothra only. There's using both monsters. Sometimes like Mothra is better because she can move more spaces on the overworld, and sometimes that can help you skip monsters that Godzilla can't. So like you kill Godzilla instead, and you can use Mothra to skip a bunch of levels, skip a bunch of boss fights. Now with Maguire, you probably see me a bunch of times. Come on, jump up. Okay. See me kind of jump kick. He's got a double overlapping hitbox on his chin, basically. So I'm trying to hit him in the neck and the chin. Here's Gigan for the first time. He's my favorite not Godzilla monster. He's fun. This is a giant cyborg chicken from space. Mostly just punching, but he will get a little feisty with his blade that's in the front. Right now he's being super cooperative, so that's good. Sometimes he does this and will lock you against the left side. Like that. Oh, hello. Normally he's pretty chill. Cyborg chicken from space. There is also another mode called Destroy All Monsters mode, which is really good for practice. What Destroy All Monsters mode comes in is there's a you start at level 8, and all the other monsters are at their highest level. Oh, tricky part there. And you fight them all on Earth. So you're just trying. It's like a 12-minute run or so, and most of the time Ghidorah at the end just kills you, so you just don't get to finish runs very often. But it's really good practice to learn how to fight the bosses. All right, so now we're gonna leave. We're gonna leave this place. All right, Pluto. We're gonna do this, and we're not gonna attack. Pluto, you know, the biggest planet. Because this is the biggest map. So there's Pluto in the background, right? So someone had asked earlier about, you know, how are all these bases on the planets? Well, we're like in space, above, like in orbit around that. So I don't know why there's some volcano thing. Maybe this is like a moon. I don't know. Fill in your own canon. Whatever canon you decide is acceptable. Love the canon. That's right. I am Godzilla, here I come. Alright, Ghidorah attacks. Tickle Monster Part 5. Or 6. I've lost count of how many times we've fought this guy today. A space amoeba. Back up a little bit, though. We don't have time for this. I'm trying to beat you up. Come on, dude. There we go. We'll finish him off here. So one thing I didn't mention is all of the enemies and Mothra, or any monster who dies, we're gonna kill Mothra first. Any monster who dies has an explosion and they fall off the screen. So the higher they are on the screen, the longer it's gonna take for them to do that, to get on the screen, or to get off the screen. So if Mothra gets killed up high, it's gonna wait till she goes all the way down off the screen. Or if she dies down here, she only has to go that far. So with Ghidorah was always jumping up in the air. Our goal is to kill Ghidorah down on the ground, but we don't want to waste too much time trying to manipulate him down there. We just have to hope that Ghidorah is real low when it dies. So monsters, we want to skip monster death. They take time. So some of them have, you know, like Guerra, when he jumps and gets killed, we'll skip the death animation. Ghidorah has that. A couple of them have that. So when we have a death warp skip or death skip potential, that's what we're hoping for, is to hit them in the air when they're jumping. Moving to mash it down, bring it down, bring it down, mash it down, mashed potatoes. That's another thing that's nice. There is no mashing in this game. I mean, arguably I'm mashing, but it's a rhythm. So like you're not just like, how hard can I mash and how fast can I mash? You're thinking like, what's the rhythm? 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 kind of. Oh, excuse me. I don't have time for you guys. Get out of the way. That's what happens when you do that area wrong. What? Okay. You're funny. Old Jaws is in the background taunting me. People from my chat will appreciate that. I can't get anywhere without Little Jaws. I can't play any games without Little Jaws taunting me in the background. So they love it when I do a speedrun while being taunted by a child. It adds the value for sure. You're grounded. That's what I said. Casual dad speedrunning. I mean, sometimes dad mode is on during a speedrun. All right, Gigant's here. He's back. Space chicken, cowardly space chicken, cowardly space cyborg chicken is back. I'm gonna keep punching him in the throat. So much throat punching. Alex, it's a good game. Like, I mean, the sprite work is really good. You know, they use that black background to get a little extra value on the colors and the palettes. So we're getting stronger, so these guys are... Everybody's a lot easier to beat. But there's more happening, so it's a balance. Like, yes, you're stronger, you have more health, but it's going to get slower now because there's more lag and there's more enemies to fight. One little trick you can do is you can do like a short, like a kick breath is what's called, where if you kick before you do your breath, you will only do a short breath and not use your whole bar. Or, you know, it won't be a full blast. I'll tell you when I'm going to do that. And that one, I was on purpose a big breath. On purpose, a big breath. Words. Blah, 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 blah. This game is really fun. It looks super janky if you have no idea how it works, especially like the weird tactics. When I was a kid, I had no idea what was happening in this game. And I wasn't quite yet the fanatic of Godzilla that I am now. I mean, I liked Godzilla. I'd seen like one movie, 1984 or 1985, I guess at the time. But like that whole chest thing just didn't make any sense to me. Okay, we're gonna try to get this guy out of here. There we go. Oops, didn't finish the volcano. But now Godzilla is such a huge part of pop culture again. I mean, like, Godzilla was in Fortnite, which was awesome. I'm not like the hugest Fortnite fan, but I play with my son, and the Godzilla season was just like the best thing I ever played for a game Fortnite like that. Because you could turn into Godzilla and just start blasting everybody, which was really fun. And stomping and using your tail. But, you know, there's new movies, there's comic books. Godzilla is just everywhere again, which is really cool. There's new movies. There's 2 new movies in the works. One in Japan from -1 sequel, and then there's they call it the MonsterVerse. Almost got hit by that. Like King Kong versus Godzilla versus Kong, like 3, or actually, yeah, 3. So there's Monarch, the TV show on Apple, which is like an added canon piece for Godzilla and Kong. Like, there's just so much Godzilla stuff. It's really cool. And I saw like a Godzilla Hot Wheels car the other day. Nope, that's not where we want to go. There we go. Quiet, little Jaws. This game's got. Oh, don't be doing that on me. I don't want to see that glitch. I saw little glitches. I've never had glitch issues with this. This cart's good, so I don't know. Whoever put the bad cartridge thing out there in the world. I don't always trust that I'm avoiding that death. Seems sketchy. Alright, made it through that. Let's keep going. Mechagodzilla will attack. Mechagodzilla can be rough. Sometimes he can just do this, like that, or he laser beams you a bunch. Again, even when you're not knocked back, you're still taking damage. He doesn't want to let you be close sometimes. Come on, dude. Dude, come on. Let me fight you. No, I want to fight you. Barely got it. It was real close to missing that before there was a time. Excuse me. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I agree about this, you know, it comes in waves. It's a very strong wave, though, for Godzilla. So it could be a long wave. Depends how good the stuff is, right? Like, Godzilla stuff is good, I think, because the movies are fun. If the movies get to be terrible, which is what happened, like, you know, in the 80s and 90s when they took a break, or, you know, before the 80s and 90s, and then again in, like, the 2000s. Like, if the movies start getting stale and the same formula and stuff, like, people won't care, and then it'll go away again. But, like, so far, like, every new Godzilla movie is really good, and the last two Japanese movies won their, like, Best Picture Oscar, and Godzilla Minus One, which was the last Japanese movie, it won an actual, you know, a U.S. Oscar for visual effects. So, like, it's getting recognition in, like, awards and stuff. So, like, that's, I wouldn't expect the Kong and Godzilla MonsterVerse series to get much awards, because it's really just a beat 'em up summer kind of fun hit, you know, kind of thing. But you know, the artsy ones are getting recognized for what they are. And so we're not going to move twice to start Neptune. Yeah, big and long wave. Like his nuclear breath. Big and wavy. Alright, so we're letting them set up for a couple turns. Now we're going to go, oops, we're going to go this way. Not attack. For some reason, Pluto comes before Neptune. I mean, I'm a huge fan. Like, you know, I have all the movies. I have a shelf of collectibles. So, like, if you hang out on my stream, plug for my stream. I often will show off some stuff that I have for Godzilla. Obviously, I got this cool Godzilla Hawaiian T-shirt and this hat. Yeah, stuff like that. You know, Godzilla's a big part of my life. The whole room is posters, Magic the Gathering, Godzilla cards, all sorts of stuff. I have all the Baxcalibur Pokemon cards. Stuff like that. Like, that's one of my main hobbies, is just Godzilla stuff. And I can talk to you all day about the deep stuff of Godzilla. I'll be going next month, actually in a couple weeks, to Chicago for G-Fest, which is like North America's biggest Godzilla convention every year. And I've already got the plan to get my first tattoo on there. I just turned 40. Hold on. I just turned 40, so I'm getting my tattoo finally. It's been about 20 years too late. And it'll be a Godzilla tattoo. What's up? Oh, that's cool. Sure. Put it behind me. I don't know if they can see it. Yeah, maybe not. It's fine though. Thank you for showing them something cool. Little Jaws wanted to show you something from my collection. I'm like, it's not the time! I'm trying to play a game! Good job. Alright, so we don't want to attack again. We're going to move on to not attack. Back to Maguire again. The G-Fest looks really fun. The thing I'm most looking forward to, which is like, I mean, we're all super nerds already by watching a video game stream at a marathon here. So I feel good telling you all. But I'm going to see a ballet of the interpretation of the Mothra movie. They have like a ballet company from northern Michigan going there to do like a daily Mothra interpretive ballet dance thing, and I'm like, I can't wait for that. Yeah, you're a nerd. Who are you calling a nerd? No, why are we glitching? I don't like that this Godzilla game's glitching like that. This is like my what? Do not. Don't you dare glitch out on me, game. Okay, relax, little Jaws. You're gonna get banished from the basement. Stop glitching. I know. That's what I'm saying. Alright, we're gonna kill Mothra now. Nope, we're going right there. Alright, have fun. You're not banished, but you're choosing. Just know you're choosing to go upstairs on your own volition. Okay. Very good. All right, here's another stupid area to kill Mothra in. There's not really a good fast place. These are just all the same kind of areas. So we've chosen as a community to kill Mothra here by collecting more dots and missiles. That's really all we can do. Just keep collecting dots and missiles. That was a good one. So I like to play the game of like how many dots can I hit at once? That's a good one. You can't really like hit her low, so it just what if we all glitch? What if we're glitching in general? Oh no! All right, we're gonna kill Bob. We're gonna move 2. Oh, Baragon did a bad thing. That's not good. We got the like very rare Baragon moves in the worst direction. So we will have to fight. This will be awkward, but it's okay. There's like a 12% chance that Baragon moves to where he was just now. So be it. You're getting extra. The marathon is getting extra content. Yay! Where any of these things that have happened today would just have been reset. But marathon. So anyway, we're gonna do this guy. We're gonna kill him to within an inch of his life. Unless he's gonna be like a jerk like that. You get back. We're gonna put him down to like 1 health basically. We're gonna get him to run away. There we go. We're just gonna he's gonna run away next turn. Come at me. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Now it's my turn. Oh, no, I can't do it. This is in the way. Ah, I gotta just finish him off. That's... okay. Never mind. The original route doesn't work when we've got Gagan, so I should just kill them. It's fine. This run's just taking away all my fun. So what normally happens is Baragon moves away instead of close to you. And so because Baragon moved up to me, I've got to fight him now instead. Normally we just avoid that. And what happens is we want to put Gigan down to like no health, and then we beat Mechagodzilla. And once we beat Mechagodzilla, Gigan freaks out and just leaves. He escapes. Because in this game, if you almost kill monsters and it's their turn, they'll leave to go to the next level. Because they're like, oh, you're too strong. For strategy, I better leave. But, you know, he's got like no health left, so it's fine. And we'll get our level back that we lost by redoing Mars. But now we're going to fight like 2 extra guys. So we're getting a good example. This is the perfect example of like when this run goes bad. And notice it's not bad, like awful, it's just slow. So if you want to be able to beat a game, this is a good game to learn to just beat. If you want to go fast, well, you just have to have a few things go in your favor. But isn't that what speedrunning's all about? Hoping for things to work out. Yeah, he's a coward boss. I mean, that's what happens in his movie. He runs away. You know what? I'm gonna not fight and see if I can skip a guy. Maybe Mechagodzilla will go next. Let's find out. Now we're in the Death Star for some reason. We got Death Star. Godzilla vs. Star Wars. That's the comic that hasn't been made yet. Now there are some cool comic crossovers now. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, the second series of Godzilla, or Justice League versus Kong versus Godzilla came out. So you got DC Comics versus Godzilla and Kong. There's been a bunch of Marvel versus Godzilla out lately, like Godzilla versus Spider-Man, Godzilla versus Avengers, some more of that. There was 2 really good fun series of Godzilla versus the Power Rangers. So any 90s kids out there, that was really fun. Because it was like the OG Power Rangers versus Godzilla. Green Dragon Zord action versus Godzilla. There's like the wildest. Okay, he's attacking me, so I probably will still have to fight Baragon. There is a Monsterpiece Theater book or trade paperback coming out next month. That was all the comics of like Sherlock Holmes and The Great Gatsby and all these like classical novels with Godzilla in them. So like it's The Great Gatsby where they're at the party and then suddenly Godzilla attacks the party. It's just the weirdest stuff, but it's awesome. Like that's where we're at in the Godzilla world of media, is that The Great Gatsby versus Godzilla. Okay, he does not have a sleeve that. Ooh, Kaiju number 8. That would be fun. Okay, so we're gonna go to this endpoint here. A little bit of knockback's okay. It's, you know, I'm timing my kicks on purpose to avoid certain things from happening. So I also want to make sure I kick the 3-shooter there, that gun, when it moves. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to wait another couple seconds. So I want to be able to kick that when it moves. Got all the enemies here together. Lots of lag. Alright, not too bad. Let's see what happens here. Baragon. Okay, we will get to skip Baragon. So we just had one extra fight, which is fine. Alright, Planet X, this is it. The final battle. Let's do it. All the monsters are here on Planet X, including King Ghidorah. Now, what can happen is this game can be a total lame, whatever name you want to call it, because King Ghidorah is like the tickle monster Ghidorah, except for he hurts you when he tickles you. So what happens is what we call a Texas Pete. And what happens with a Texas Pete is Ghidorah just locks you onto the left side of the screen so you can't do anything and just kills you. Just whittle away while you just suffer and relax. And I've had PB pace runs where I just have to watch my time die and my run die because King Ghidorah is doing what he does. So this could happen and it'll be fine. We'll just the way this run has gone and the issues, that's probably gonna happen. But that's part of the fun too. And that's okay. So there is sometimes where those things happen where the RNG is particularly bad. So kind of to recap the RNG nonsense, we got King Ghidorah at the end who can wreck your life. Ghidorah can tickle you and take away all your time. And Baragon can move weird in a couple stages and fight different. So aside from that, I mean, that's like, those are pretty significant RNG events. But for the most part, you control the rest of the game. Like there's not a ton of crazy RNG that happens. You know, bosses do different attacks, but like you can react to that and plan your battle accordingly. It's just those couple of events that happen that are pretty major, but the rest is all on you to just learn the run. So highly recommend, as long as you're okay with a couple big RNG points and the possibility that you could spend an hour or longer playing just to die at the end. Alright, kill Mothra. Planet X. Yeah, I wish. That's a crossover that needs to be done too. I mean, they've done Turtles with Batman and Turtles with Ghostbusters. Why not Godzilla and the Turtles? I think the thing is the villains and Turtles aren't a good enough match against Godzilla. They don't really do enough. Like Shredder versus Godzilla, why? Who cares? They're not even invulnerable. Right. Prudish is right. I agree with Prudish. Prudish Duckling has a good point. Alright, now we're super powerful at 14, so we're punching this guy really hard. mode at the end until we get to the last boss. And we get the cool title screen music going from Planet X, which is a derivative of the original Godzilla theme. So it's super fun. Helps you up, gets ready. We have so much health at this level, like everything's trivial. We have a huge power bar that refills quickly. I mean, we could even take a death magnet if we want. We're not going to. We don't want to do that. But you could. Everything just becomes a little trivial with the stages, which is fun because you get to feel that growth. I think that's important in a game like this, where you got to feel the growth, kind of like an RPG, where you go through an area you've already been to, and it's just like, Arr! Like we're at a stage in the game where Godzilla's met his full potential of growth. He's ready to take on everything. I was taking hits there on purpose to wait for that death magnet to come at me. Alright, see, look at us. This is the gauntlet of friends over there. Killing everything with our tail. I said we're killing everything with our tail. Some stuff is easier to punch with your... To punch, though, with the height that it's at. The Turtles He-Man figures are pretty cool. It's like Skeletor Shredder. Yeah! If you haven't really watched any Godzilla films, I highly recommend watching the King of the Monsters, the Monsterverse one that came out like 4 or 5 years ago. Watch that one, and I would watch Godzilla -1, the newest Japanese one. It's on Netflix, I think, even with a dubbed version in English. So if you've never watched Godzilla, I would watch those two movies because they give you a really good idea of what it's about. I mean, it's Godzilla, he smashes stuff, but in terms of the stories and the humans involved and all the different things that can happen, Godzilla -1 is like a really solid, kind of inspired by the original. Jump up, please. Yeah, skip that time. And then King of the Monsters is like a really good tribute to like it's got a lot of fan service, so you get a lot of sense of kind of like the 70 years of Godzilla based on that. So like it's in its American version, so it's kind of like the more beat 'em up style, less like Godzilla -1 is, you know, an allegory to like after the World War II and cleaning up and all the pain and suffering that's happened after World War II in Japan. You know, Shin Godzilla is an allegory to the Fukushima nuclear incident after the big tsunami that happened a while ago. So, like, the Japanese movies have a lot more meaning, where, like, the U.S. Monsterverse movies, like, you know, Godzilla, King of the Monsters and Kong vs. Godzilla, like, those are just fun summer blockbuster movies. You know, they're just giant monsters punching. There's not a lot of meaning. There's cool lore and stuff, but there's not any, like, you know, deeper meaning to those movies. So I would watch them both. I'd watch Godzilla -1, even in English is fine, but you know, do the Japanese subtitles if you can. It's a better, like, the story's better. There is a difference. And then watch King of the Monsters. I think King of the Monsters is on HBO Max or whatever they're calling it, and then Godzilla -1 is on Netflix. I think it was. It's somewhere. Look, just call me. You can borrow mine. just DM me. I'll tell you where it's at. And if you just need recommendations or anything about like how to get into Godzilla, or like what movies you would start with after those, like just, you know, check out my stream or DM me on Discord and just Jawsomesauce. and happy to talk to you about that. I'll give you like the non. There are some good movies. Godzilla vs. Biollante is a really good one. That's for the non-hardcore. That's a good like kind of. That's how a Godzilla movie should be made kind of movie. All right, come on, finish him. And all we're doing is just killing them all here. All right, troll. Kill the troll. Kick him in the face. It'd be extra trolly. Luckily, we're just strong enough that it probably doesn't matter, but it's still annoying. Stop it! Let me kick you in the face, please! Stop it. Dude, this level of trollness is too high. The Baragon is too trolly. The amount of trolliness is too dang high. Godzilla and Godzuki, no! Whoops. Alright, I'll fight Mechagodzilla. So, and then speaking of like all the things that are Godzilla media now is Toho did announce that they are investing a lot into new games. So hopefully we'll get some new Godzilla games. I would love, I know it's not going to happen, but I would love a modern version of this game. That's just a required hit. Watch this death magnet appear out of nowhere. It can't really hit you. It's just there. It's like a graphic issue. I don't know. Weird. Godzuki, that, you know, well, and Godzuki is on the cover of one of the Marvel ones, so maybe Godzuki might be in a Marvel comic book at least. Because the next series that starts this month or July is like Godzilla destroys the Marvel universe, which is really cool. A lot of great. Oh, I missed. There we go. You can really see how strong you are at level, you know, these levels 14, 15, 16. Just like, just annihilating Mechagodzilla. Dude, stop. Until he does that. Until he does that. Stop. Okay. Gigan. It's definitely on my bucket list one day to go to Japan and see the cool Godzilla hotel, and there's like a museum that you can zip line into Godzilla's mouth. When my son is older, he's only 8. When he's older, we're gonna try to do that. He likes Godzilla too. Not as much as I do, but it's only the beginning for him. Look how weak Gigan was at level 16. Like punch him and say that. All right, here we go. The final battle. Oops, not that one. This one's easier. The final battle with King Ghidorah. Here we go. Can we beat him? First of all, can we beat him in one shot? 2, can we beat him at all? The answer should be yes to both, but we'll see. Here he is, King Ghidorah. If he touches you, it hurts. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Uh-oh. Don't do it. Stay back. No! You get back. No! No! Let go! Get out of the way! Get out of here! Go! Stop it. I mean, it's got good, it's a good reference to the movies where, like, Ghidorah wraps his heads around Godzilla to kind of stun him and electrocutes him from there. So, like, it does have canon. It is a nice canon ability. Okay, so it wasn't one fight. We'll go back in. We're not in that much trouble. We still have a lot of health. As long as he doesn't Texas Pete us. Stay back. No, you get back. Beady, 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 beady. Get back, please. Get back. You have 2 health. Get back. Get back. Alright, we beat Ghidorah, but we're not done yet. There's still one more level to do. We have to get to the end to get to the end. So Ghidorah, though, did get killed. I mean, it is a really good, like, I don't call it reference or whatever. Like, it's a good video game version of how the movies go. Like, it's a tough fight. Ghidorah stuns Godzilla. He uses lightning. It is the nemesis. It's the big bad. It feels like a big bad boss fight. It often takes 2 or more fights. You're super weakened every time. Like, it is very much like that's what a King Ghidorah Godzilla movie fight is. So it's done. That's why I want you to see King of the Monsters if you've never seen it. If you haven't seen Godzilla movies, because King Ghidorah is the big boss in that one, and just how that's done is really nice. It's really fun. The Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah from the 90s is also really good, Japanese one. But that's for more hardcore. All right, we're about to end it. The time here as soon as I click the button. All right, it's not bad. Yay! We did it. We finished it. How dare you? Ghidorah can't die? What? Thanks, everybody. That was the game. We went off the rails, and that's okay. You gotta read this, though. This is the best part. Thanks for the GGs. I mean, but this gives you an idea of, like, if you learn it, it can go a little off the rails, and you're still gonna get to beat it. I mean, worst case is if Ghidorah kills you, it sucks, but then you just redo that planet. It's not too bad. I mean, it takes time, but from a speedrun perspective, you're just gonna reset anyway. I love this part where it says, like, this is the aliens. So the whole point of this game is the aliens from Planet X have attacked at Earth with all these different monsters, and the Earth sends Mothra and Godzilla to go fight everybody. And so at the end, Planet X sends Earth a letter, and it says, like, to our regret, we have lost this time. We almost won. We didn't almost win. It wasn't close. Well, except for when they killed Godzilla in that first run. But I mean, like, we almost won. Okay, whatever you say, dude. Like, I'm going home. I'm taking my ball and going home. We almost lost. Anyway, thank you so much for letting me hang out here. This was really fun. I don't know what's going on with the glitches. Hopefully the rest of the marathon, we don't have any of those. I'll be back in like an hour or so with some arcade. And I'm also back here tomorrow around 12:30 Eastern with Earthbound, my other favorite game of all time. So we were really close, I swear. We promise a second and a third Legion of Space Monsters. So anyway, thanks Alex for letting me be here. I'm Jawsomesauce. This was Godzilla NES Monster of Monsters, the Godzilla only warpless mode. Lots of other ways to do it if you want to learn it. There's a whole community, a whole Discord for this. Just come hang out with me. Send me a DM on Discord. It is just Jawsomesauce. Or check out the stream. Thank you so much, everybody. Alex, you can take me out. Screonk!